a bar-inspired class. Couple of things that you might want to grab before we get started. I'm going to use a toning ball today. If you don't have a toning ball at home, then just grab a blanket, a small pillow, a towel, something that you could roll up for a little extra cushion, and also something that you could squeeze, because we're going to do some adductor squeezes using the ball or the towel today. And then because we're going to get started up onto our feet, if you feel like you need something to help you with balance, whether that be a foam roller, a chair, a sturdy chair, or a wall that you could place your fingertips against, go ahead and find a spot to be able to do that. And we'll get started in just a few seconds here. All right, so you're gonna see I'm gonna use my foam roller here as my balance tool, just so I can show you what some of that will look like. And for those of you that are working on balance and working on strengthening that particular part of your mobility, then try some of this without using anything, but maybe have something nearby in case you do need it. So I'm just going to keep my ball in my hand because I'm going to use it momentarily. We're going to start with a roll down. So anything that you're going to be putting between your knees, we're going to do some squeezes with the ball or a pillow. Just have that where you can easily grab it. So let's roll out our day. Feet are hip distance apart. Go ahead and take a deep inhale. Reach those arms up overhead. Nod the chin. Hold that forward one vertebra at a time. Remember to soften those knees. Don't lock anything. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Push down through the feet. And stack through the spine. And let's do that again. Inhale. Reach those arms up. Nodding the chin. And exhale to roll that forward. Softening those knees. And maybe let yourself sway side to side. Pause in through the center, pull your belly button up toward your spine, stack through the bones of your spine, one vertebra at a time. And let's do a bend to the side. So reaching those arms up, I'm grabbing my left wrist, pressing down through that left foot and then bending over to the right. We are going to be doing some side work a little bit later in class. So we want to get that area of our body to stretch and loosen up. And then let's come back through center. And let's get that other side. I'm gently pulling on my right wrist, bending over to the left. Good, and then I'm gonna come back up through center. And I'm gonna take my ball. If you've got a pillow or a towel or a blanket that you've got rolled up, you're gonna put that between your knees. And let's just go into some squats to warm everything up. So I'm keeping a slight engagement on that ball between the knees. Belly button pulls toward my spine, and I'm keeping my spine nice and tall, so I'm not rounding. And I'm gonna reach back through that tailbone, squeeze those glutes, and then come all the way back up. So for those of you that took my Restore class, if that was your first time taking a class with me, you're gonna notice that this is gonna be a much different pace. We're going to take things a lot quicker, and we're going to be doing some more reps of things. Reach back through that tailbone, squeezing the glutes, little squeeze on that ball, get those inner thighs to warm up, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, keep those abs engaged, 4, 3, 2, we're holding it low, hold that low, keep that nice deep squat, use those inner thighs, squeeze the ball, squeeze, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to come up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Draw those low abs in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come up. And then I want you to come up onto your tiptoes. So let's actually take the ball or your pillow. You're going to put that between your ankles. If you don't have anything to use today, then just keep a nice line through those inner thighs and get a little engagement, almost like you're pulling those muscles a little tighter together. So come back into your squat, and this time as you come up, I want you to come up onto your tiptoes. Set those heels down, reach back into your squat. So we do this on the reformer and our footwork. Our heel raises, lower end lifts. I like to have something between the ankles because it helps with the tracking of the ankles. This is also a nice exercise to strengthen those ankles. They do a lot for us, and we should keep them nice and strong. Back into that squat, popping up onto those toes. 3 more, and this is where if you need something to balance. 2, 1. Good. All right, go ahead and take your ball, and you're going to take that back between your knees, and I want you to come back down into that squat, ribs pull together, belly button pulls toward your spine, and squeeze, squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep a squeeze on that ball. I want you to come up an inch, up an inch, up another inch, down. Come up an inch, up an inch, up an inch, and down. So that side view, I'm starting low in my squat, and I'm just coming up an inch, up an inch, up an inch, back down. Up an inch, up an inch, up an inch, down. Last time, up an inch, up an inch, up an inch. Now hold that here, squeeze that ball. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse that. Down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up. We're not coming all the way up though. Down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up. Are you feeling that yet? Down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up. Last time, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, and then go ahead and come all the way back up. Shake that out if you need to. Go ahead, set that ball or your pillow to the side. We'll get it in just a second. Go ahead, bring your heels together, toes apart. Use something to balance if you need to, because we're gonna come up onto our tippy toes, and then we're gonna take that back down. So we're coming up and back down. If you're not using anything to balance, then just lightly press your hands into your hips. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. Good. 3 more. Waking up those calf muscles. On this next one, I want you to keep those heels lifted. Zip those inner thighs together, and you're gonna slide down. Exhale, extend. Remember, use something to help you balance if you need it. And if this bothers your knees, then lower your heels down. Give me little plies or come back to our squats, okay? Heels together, and they're lifted. Wrapping through those thighs. So this is our first position on the reformer, right? Spine stays nice and tall. Squeeze those heels together. Woo, there's my balance. As I'm talking, I'm losing my form. Don't be like me. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. And now here we go with our pulses. We're going to come up an inch, extend all the way down, up an inch, extend all the way down. Keep those heels lifted if you can. Woo! Good, let's reverse that. We're coming down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, and up, and down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up twice more, down an inch, down an inch, down an inch, up last time, down an inch, down an inch. Hold that low, pulse those knees, back an inch, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend those legs, set those heels down. Shake it out. Woo. Good work, you guys. All right, so I'm gonna step to the side so you can watch the side view of this. And we're gonna do some lunges. So again, you need something to balance, then use something to balance. If you have light weights, you could also grab your weights, soup cans, anything, water bottles that might give you a little extra resistance to the arms. I'm gonna opt not to use anything today, but always know that you can add weights to this series to take that challenge up to the next level. So I'm gonna stand with my feet about hip distance apart. Keep those abs together. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I'm gonna take this as my right leg. I'm gonna step that behind me, and I'm gonna drop down into a lunge. You could always narrow the stance of your lunge if you need to. Alternatively, you could widen that. And so this is, if I had weights in my hand, I'd be getting a nice active line through my arms here. 3 more. 3, 2, hold this one low, and we're gonna come up and into little tiny pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that low, hinge forward, come back up. Hinge, abs pull you back up. Isometric hold through the legs and the glutes. Twice more. Last one. Come back up, step that leg forward. You would just switch your feet. I'm gonna switch sides just again so you can see my leg as it's moving. Shake that out if you need to. This is my left leg, and I'm gonna step that behind me. Keep my spine nice and tall. I have to wiggle my feet a little bit to find that perfect stance for my body tonight. And then we're gonna take that down and up. Squeezing that glute on that left side. Low abs pulling in. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Hold that low. Little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that low. Hinge forward. Pull back up. 3 more. 2, Last one. And then go ahead and shake that out. How are those legs? Are they burning yet? Go ahead and take yourself down onto your mat. Bring your ball or your pillow with you. And let's put that back between our knees again. Arms extend long. And we're gonna go into our bridges here. So before we do, I just want you to rock your tailbone. So you're just tipping your tailbone forward and back, loosening up through that low back, so that when we get into that bridge, we have a nice wide range of motion. Last time. Good, let that tailbone settle heavy. Make sure that you're keeping a squeeze on that ball or your pillow, your blanket. I just want you to keep those inner thighs engaged. Arms reach long through your fingertips. Shoulders are rolled back and they are pressing down into your mat. Take a deep breath. Exhale, start to tilt your hips towards your ribs. Peel that spine up off of the mat. Squeeze whatever you have between your knees. Go ahead and give that a squeeze. Take a deep breath. And exhale, soften that sternum. Roll through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Tailbone drops heavy. And exhale, tilting that pelvis. Peeling that spine off of your mat. Ribs are below your pubic bone. Take a deep breath. Exhale, softening through that sternum. Really finding that articulation through the spine as you lift up and as you come back down. Twice more. Squeezing that ball between the knees. Squeeze those glutes. Open up through the front of the hips. Maybe lift a little bit higher, but don't let your ribs pop as well. And exhale. Reach that tailbone toward your knees as you come back down. Last time. Tilting that pelvis. Lifting up. Pause here. Squeeze those glutes. We're going to use those inner thighs. Squeeze, squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do little hip dips. So I'm taking the right glute down. Lift that back up. Left glute down. Take that back up. Just lightly tapping that down. Once more each side. Stay lifted. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze that ball. Give me little pulses. Up an inch. Up an inch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll through that spine. Reach that tailbone towards your knees. Come all the way back down. And let's keep that ball between the knees. And let's go into some ab work here. Reaching long through the fingertips, not the chin. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders roll up. Take a deep breath. And roll that back down. Nodding the chin. Exhale, those abs are your pulley system. They're lifting you up. Inhale to stay. Exhale. Lowers that back down. Nod the chin. Exhale to roll up. Deep breath. Exhale to roll back down. Twice more. Let's stay lifted. Connect to those upper abs and give me a little pulse lifting up an inch, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you need to, take your hands behind your thigh or behind your head. Use your inner thighs. Stay lifted. Squeeze that ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower that back down. Keep those hands behind your head, elbows wide. Take a deep breath. And exhale. As you come up, twist across the body. Come back down through center. Exhale, twisting over across the body. Inhale, back down through center. So remember, it's like your opposite rib is pulling toward your opposite hip. So if I'm on this side, my left rib is pulling toward my right hip. Back through center. And then as I switch, that right rib pulls toward my left hip. Once more, each side. Good. Go ahead and take your head down. And now I'm going to ask you to take your ball, your cushion, whatever you're using. You're going to lift those hips, and you're going to place that right underneath your sacrum. So if you're using a towel or a blanket, make sure that you really roll it up, or maybe you use 2 of them so that you have a little extra lift, because we're looking for those hips and your glutes to be supported here. If you're using a ball, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge for your abdominals because this is not a steady surface, right? I want to roll side to side. So it's going to give just a little bit more of a challenge, but I promise if you're not using a ball, you are still going to feel this, okay? All right, so obviously it's going to be hard to go into an imprinted spine, but we're going to try to emulate that to the best of our ability. And so what that looks like is we're really pulling those ribs down. So it's really easy to live here. We're letting those ribs pop. We want to pull those ribs down so that we're creating this nice line through those abdominals. Press down through your hands, and let's float our legs one at a time up to a tabletop. Collarbone stays wide, and here's our toe taps. So if you don't have anything that you want to put underneath your hips, you can do this in an imprinted spine with your back flat on the mat, right? Here we go. You're gonna inhale, tap those toes down, exhale to pull that back up, and switch sides. Really knitting those ribs together, feeling those abdominals fire. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, last one, 1. Good. From here, we're going to exhale, send that right leg long, inhale, pull that back in. Exhale, send that left leg long, inhale to pull that back in. Pointing through those toes. 4, 4, low belly pulls in. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1. Keep that right leg extended, and you're gonna tap that leg down and up. So this is not a huge range of motion. I'm just lowering that leg a couple of inches. I'm not coming all the way down to the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switch. Left leg extends and lower that down. Lift, down, lift. Keeping that leg straight. 3, 2, 1. Keep that left leg extended. Right leg comes out to meet it. Pull that back in. Extend, pull that back in. Have we found that yet? I love it when I can feel my abs really working. Here, 3 more. 2, 1. One last thing, you guys. Extend those legs up. Keep a soft bend in your knee if you need to. We're going to take those low abs. And we're just going to pulse up like we're poking a hole into the ceiling with our big toes. So remember, you don't need anything underneath your hips to accomplish this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that ball out from underneath your spine. Go ahead, extend those legs down and roll that all the way back up. Reach out over your toes. And then stack that all the way back up. Good work, you guys. All right, so obviously I'm having a thing with using the ball as a prop today. So whatever you've been using as a substitute for this, you're gonna wanna grab that again. Let's come up onto all fours. You're gonna take that, put that back between the knees. Before we go into what we're gonna do next, let's do some cat stretches. So take a deep breath and exhale, rounding that spine. Head hangs heavy, shins press down into the mat. And then lengthen that all the way back out. And exhale, pushing out of the shoulders, rounding that spine. Lengthen that back out. Twice more, exhale, rounding. Lengthen that back out. And last time, exhale, rounding. And then lengthen that all the way back out. All right, so we're gonna do a modified plank here. So remember, if you need to, come up onto your fists, roll your mat up for a little extra cushion underneath the palm of your hands, or maybe grab something so that you can put your forearms on. Whatever modification is gonna work best for you today. But what I'd really like you to try to emulate is keeping that neutral spine. So I've got my delicious glass of red wine on my low back that I'm looking forward to treating myself with at the end of class, and I'm gonna try not to spill it. So we wanna keep that steady, right? So I've got my toes curled underneath me. I'm gonna take a deep breath, and I'm squeezing that ball between the knees, and I'm gonna exhale, hover my knees up off of that mat, and I'm lifting those knees by pulling up through my belly. And then I'm gonna let those knees float back down. So remember, don't fall out of that. This is a control class. And fun fact, Pilates was actually called controlology. They named it after Joseph Pilates years after he invented it. So it's all about staying in control. Take a deep breath, push out of those shoulders, lift up through the knees, lifting from the belly, squeeze that ball, control that float back down, and then soften your release. Take a deep breath. Exhale, push out of the shoulders, lift up through the core, squeeze that ball. Don't spill your wine. And float that back down. Let's do 3 more. Take a deep breath and exhale. Floating up, squeeze that ball. Float that back down. We're gonna build onto this. This next one, we're gonna stay there. Take a deep breath. Exhale, float those knees up. Use those inner thighs, squeeze that ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that back down. If you need to, roll your wrists down. I know this is a lot to ask for them to do. Let's do one more like this. Deep breath, exhale. Cover those knees. Squeeze that ball this time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set those knees down. Sit back onto your heels. Give yourself a shell stretch. Maybe rock side to side. Let those hips loosen up a little bit. Roll your wrists if you need to. Good. All right. So I did promise that we were going to do some side work. So let's go ahead and get into that. So for this next series, I'm assuming that you can put weight onto your knees. If you need to, again, put something to cushion to soften the knees so that this is a little bit more comfortable for you. But we're going to come up to a kneeling position. I'm going to use the ball. You don't have to use anything for this. I just like to have this as an additional challenge for myself. So I'm going to start by extending my right leg. So I'm keeping my right foot down, and I'm kind of flexing, and that right leg is extended. I have my left knee down, and I'm really pressing that shin down into the mat. Here we go. I'm going to take my arms out to a T, and I'm going to exhale. Bend over to the left. Use my abdominals to pull myself back up. Inhale, bend. Exhale to come back up. Twice more. You guys ready to add on? Here we go. I'm gonna reach, rotate, come back through center, stack that back up. Who recognizes that from our reformer, right? Bend to the side, rotate, and then come back up. Rotate, come back through center, come back up, twice more. We're adding on again. So here's where we add on. How are we doing? Go ahead, bend to the side, rotate, and I'm gonna pass that ball from one arm to the other, holding that rotation. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to that side. Come all the way back up. Shake that out. Shake that out. Let's get that other side. All right, so now right knee is gonna stay down. Left leg is gonna extend, and I've got that foot kind of flexed. So the side of my foot is really pressing into that mat so that I can get some traction, pressing this right shin down into my mat. All right, here we go for that next side. Take a deep breath. And bend and exhale. Stack that back up. And you can probably see I have more range of motion on this side. So if that's the same for you, just notice it. Don't force anything beyond where your body is ready to go tonight. Twice more before we add on. Adding that rotation on this next one. Rotate, come back through center, stack that back up. Bend, rotate, center, stack that back up. Good work, you guys. I can't see you, but I'm imagining that beautiful form. 2 more. I know you're probably all loving this one. Let's stay here, stay in that rotation. And I'm just gonna pass that ball from one hand to the other. If you don't have anything to pass, then just open and close your arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back through center. Stack that back up. Go ahead, shake that out. I'm gonna set this to the side, and I'm gonna take my left hand down onto the mat. Right leg is gonna extend. My left knee is gonna stay down. So I'm gonna reach this right arm up overhead, and I'm gonna exhale, reach that out over my right thigh as that leg taps up. Low abs pull in. 3 more. 3, 2. Now stick with me, you guys. I'm gonna progress you a little bit. I'm gonna see if my body is ready for this as well. Make sure the palm of your left hand is down on that mat. Really press that right foot into your mat. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Left knee comes up and down. Up and down. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and set that down. Sit back into your shell stretch. How is that, you guys? All right, let's get that other side. So, right palm comes down onto the mat. My right shin is staying down. Left leg is extended. I'm reaching that left arm overhead. And here we go. Exhale, lift. And that left arm kind of reaches out over my thigh as that leg lifts up. Remember, lifting from those abs. Don't make your hips do all of this work for you. 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and let's get that lift going. So remember, left heel presses down into that mat. Your right palm presses down into that mat. Here we go. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Right knee comes up. Tap it down. Up and down. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and sit back onto your heels. Walk your fingertips forward. We're gonna end this section with a little core blast, and then we'll stretch to get you guys loosened up. So go ahead and sit closer to the edge of your mat. We're gonna go into our rolling like a ball. So I've got my heels together, my toes apart. Remember, if your hips and your hamstrings are really tight, grab behind your knees. If you feel like you have a little bit more flexibility today, then lightly rest your fingers onto your shins. Come up onto your tippy toes. Lengthen through that spine, and then rock back just slightly so that you're resting on your tailbone. Toes are lifted. We're gonna go into our hamster ball. So we're rounding and pulling those knees a little tighter in. And here we go. Inhale, rocking back. Exhale, stay in that hamster wheel. So we're not gonna lengthen through the spine as we come back up. We're staying in our little hamster ball. Try not to use momentum. Fight to come back up. Use those abdominals. Elbows wide. Woo. Oh, that was a challenge for you. Let's do a couple more. Last 2. Last 1. Woo. Balance here. Now I do want you to lengthen through that spine. If this is enough of a challenge, stay here. Or maybe grab behind your knees if you need to. If you want to progress that, see if you can take your legs to a tabletop. If you're ready for that extra progression, maybe you stay here and you just extend your arms.
If you're ready for it, extend your legs, lift that chest. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and hug those knees in. Roll that down. Really good work, you guys. Let's do a spinal rotation. I'm sure your body is ready for that by now. Arms come out to a T. Keep your shoulders down. Let those knees fall over to the right. I'm gonna look over my left shoulder. Using that breath to get a little deeper into that stretch. Pull one knee at a time through center. And let's switch sides. Deep breaths. One leg at a time, pulls up through center. Once more, each side, you guys, just because that feels really good. And that side series that I had you do had a lot of rotation to it, so let's get that spine to get more of a gentle rotation. One knee at a time, pulls through center. And last time, you guys. Couple deep breaths. Perfect. So I want you to lay on your side. I don't care which side you start with, but go ahead and lay on your side. And I want you to keep your bottom knee bent. Take that top leg, and this is like a quad stretch. You could do this standing, but I actually find that I get a deeper stretch if I do this laying on my side. So I'm going to extend my bottom arm just so I can get a little bit deeper into this stretch. And this is my right foot, so I'm grabbing onto that. And I'm really pulling that knee behind me. And I'm pressing my right foot into my right hand so that I can really feel how that opens up through that quad and a little bit more into my hip. Hopefully you guys got to enjoy some of the sunshine from this weekend, and today was really beautiful. Good, release, and let's do that on the other side. Again, you could just roll over. I'm gonna switch sides just so you can see the visual line of what I'm doing here. So this is my left foot into my left hand. Bottom knee is also bent. And I'm just gonna pull that left knee behind me a little bit, push that left foot into the palm of my hand, and I'm getting this nice oppositional kind of tug and pull where I'm feeling that stretch through my quad, but I'm not overstretching it because I'm putting a little resistance. That's why I like to push the top of my foot into the palm of my hand. Keep breathing here. Good. And go ahead and sit up. Let's extend your legs forward. Sit up nice and tall. Flex your feet. Reach those arms up overhead. And exhale. Dive that forward. Stack that spine up nice and tall. And once more, reaching those arms up. Lengthen through that spine and then exhale, rounding forward. Shoulders drop down. And maybe stay here. Grab whatever you can grab. Maybe it's by your knees and you're grabbing the inseam of your leggings. Deep breath. And then go ahead and stack that all the way back up. And that's going to do it for us for tonight. So again, thanks for coming and taking class with me. There are classes on the schedule tomorrow. Karen's going to be back at 9:30. She's going to kick your butt. And